They are highly knowledgeable. They know all the concepts, but they are not able to clear the interviews.
Take a deep breath, hold, jump into the water. Now when you jump into the water, I taught you something theory. Pedal and use your left hand, right hand and come up and breathe. All that doesn't work when you're in the water. You need somebody to pull. You need somebody to coach. That is when I want them to be with me, or I want to be with them in their practice. Scaling without agility is a disaster. Transformation should be pull. A Scrum Master should pull me, not I cannot push things to the Scrum Master. Everybody is agile in this world, but nobody is actually agile.
Hello all, welcome to LeanWisdom podcast. We have JP with us today. Hello JP, welcome to the podcast.
Hi Priya.
JP, in our last discussion, we spoke about the role and relevancy of Scrum Master. JP, we know that you've been a passionate trainer over the years. You've trained thousands of people on different aspects. Maybe the Scrum Masters, Agile coaches, more on safe, and so many things. So now if we consider the role of a Scrum Master, do you have anything which can add a real value to the people who want to get into the role of a Scrum Master? Right? Any advice for the aspiring Scrum Masters?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me start with a statement. I'm a predominantly a scaled agile coach, right? I've been coaching large enterprises in a scaling agility. So agility is part of that, right? So I always start with this phrase that scaling without agility is a disaster, right? What does it mean? I have 500 people working towards one product development, and which means I have at least 60 to 80 teams, right, working on one product line, right, one solution. Now that means what? I have easily 50 Scrum Masters, 60 Scrum Masters. Now a scaling without agility at the ground is a disaster. Right?
You mean to say without the foundation you cannot build a building?
Absolutely. Now if my agile as a foundation is not strong and I am building a 10-story building, not even one floor, my scaling is a 10 floor, 20 floor building, right, which is very complex. Now if my foundation is not strong, how do I expect my scaling to be strong enough? It will not be. So whenever I do a transformation, I work with the leaders to transform, right, themselves, and my focus is at the ground. If I take 500 people organization, 400 to 450 are the team, right? I have only 10 leaders on top. Then there are mid-level management people, right? Mid managers. And so my 400 plus or 450 people at the ground, if they don't transform, 500 will not transform, right? So now where do I need to address? I need to address first at the leaders. Hey leaders, are you transforming so that your teams transform down? Next is I also need to transform these teams on agility. Who is going to be with me to transform this? My Scrum Masters. Every team has a coach, right? I have my replica there, right? My clone, right? I am an enterprise coach, you are an agile coach at the team level. So now I want you to be a coach and transform. So my focus is always on Scrum Master, right? I always say that no, transformation should be a pull. A Scrum Master should pull me, not I cannot push things to the Scrum Masters, right? And because they are the coaches and they are my community. So it is very important that we handhold this community.
So what are the primary elements that you want the Scrum Masters to incorporate, or what are the parameters that you look in for for a person to be an effective Scrum Master?
Yeah. So when I work with in an organization as an enterprise coach, I expect my Scrum Masters to have a fundamental knowledge. My expectation. I set it very clear as a working agreement. I tell the Scrum Masters, if you don't know Scrum today, it's okay. But 6 months from now, you have no options. Like I don't know Scrum, right? Because I'm here to help you, right? I'm not a school master coming with a stick. I'm here to give you the stick and pull you up. When I'm here, use me, right? But you don't have a choice of not having a knowledge 6 months from now, right? I really do that, right? And then I help, I teach them, coach them, right? We conflict with each other, I challenge them, but 6 months, 1 year from that time, they are actually much better, right? That's my job. Now, this is what I do when I do a transformation, right? And I have seen a great result doing this, right? Doing this with one-on-one coaching, with mentoring, teaching Scrum Masters separate, I may pick a topic and pull all the Scrum Masters and teach them for 2 hours, right? I challenge them in their way of thinking, right? Then I'll give them different scenarios and say, how do you deal with this? Because you're a servant leader, right? All this.
GP, see, whatever you are saying this, right, all this works well when the organization is aligned and you are, as, going there as a transformation coach, it works well. But what if people are, aspiring to be a Scrum Master? They might be playing a role of a developer, or, some people are, they might be working as a tester. They want to be a Scrum Master.
Absolutely.
So what is the path for them? How can they get prepared for the role of a Scrum Master?
Absolutely. No, I have seen even within the organization where I coach one business unit, and I work with a couple of Scrum Masters, and I have seen Scrum Masters from another department, another business unit, another component, right? They come to me and say that, can you also coach me, right? But I'm not assigned to that department or that business unit. So I say that I don't have a bandwidth, but they feel that, hey, I don't get the support. Why? No, while these guys are getting it, right? So what I have done is recently we have launched a program called Expert Scrum Master.
What is it?
This is something which is for anybody who wants to be aspiring Scrum Master, or I'm a Scrum Master, like I'm a Scrum Master for 3 years, but I still do very basic job. I don't know what to exactly to do because nobody coached me, right? So we have brought something called Expert Scrum Master, right? And this Expert Scrum Master is focused on enabling these people to be very successful 1 year from now, 2 years from now, right? I want to really see them, yes, they are able to be very successful in their job, and because they are successful, their teams are successful, the organization is successful, right? Because nothing changes without people. Only when my team works right, I can be successful. This is applicable to the CEO of 50,000 member organization, right? So it is very important that we transform the people, transform teams. And Scrum Master plays a critical role.
So what are the prerequisites for a person who's aspiring to be a Scrum Master? Because you're also saying, your program is Expert Scrum Master, right? So
this is not a training program only, right? This is something that I have designed to train them, to coach them, to mentor them, to support them, to all the way that they're successful.
Can you repeat, JP? Because some programs will have only a couple of items.
Correct.
You are mentioning multiple things. Can you please elaborate?
Let me go deep on it. For example, if you go for a Scrum certification, let me not name a certification, any of the certifications, Scrum, there are 2-day Scrum certifications, right? They call it Scrum Master certifications, right? If you really go look at that Scrum Master certification, it is Scrum certification, it is not really Scrum Master certification. It is about Scrum. There are 3 roles, there are 5 events, and there are how do you do a planning, how do you do retrospective, and that's it, right? Some artifacts and done, right? And you play some games, and then you learn some basics of Scrum and then move out. It is never a Scrum Master. Scrum Master is a very powerful word. You have to make them master, right? It is not possible in 16 hours. So this is where I have designed a program which starts with the training, right? Maybe I may, like, if you join this, you may be a developer, you may be a buddy Scrum Master, like just joined as a Scrum Master, or you are a Scrum Master for 3 to 5 years, but you still don't know, you are confused what to do. Now I don't have a career. Anybody who wants to be successful and see a great career over a period, maybe enterprise coach, right? Maybe at some point, or maybe a very effective leader over a period, because Scrum Master is a servant leader. I start this program with the training, right? And training is not for 2 days, it is minimum 4 to 5 days, right? Where I go deep on what is Scrum, what is Agile, what is the role of a Scrum Master, what are patterns and anti-patterns of each role, Scrum Master, product owner, developers, and your anti-patterns around you, right? From your engineering manager, from your architect, right? From your product management, right? From your support teams. There are a lot of anti-patterns, right? So now how do you learn this? What do you do if you are a Scrum Master in such anti-patterns, right? How do you prioritize what is critical for you, right? So we go deep on it. We also touch upon technical agility, right? How do you understand what is pair programming? what is mock programming, what is test-driven development, what is behavioral-driven development. And these are basics, right? Why can't you try? If you don't know, you're not even going to try this, right? I'm going to teach that. We'll teach about cultural agility. We teach about lean thinking, right? Fundamental lean thinking is like, how the flow happens. Use a story as a flow, right? The Scrum Masters don't know that my goal is to deliver a story faster, right? A story should not take more than 3 days, right? Ideally. But today you see 10 engineers take 10 stories and all of them move to the, or most of them move to the next sprint. Every sprint you have something more. Scrum Masters don't know. So bring lean thinking, right? Am I delivering value to customer every day? Am I delivering value to customer end of every sprint, right? Am I delivering something, right? So what is WIP limit? How do I use WIP limit? How do I make sure the value flow without any interruptions? How do I remove the waste in the system? The waste can be in your...
JP, you are talking about a lot of things, but are they all going to be theoretical, or how are they going to learn? See, because a lot of concepts you are talking about, right?
Never in my trainings that you will hear theory for more than 10 minutes, right? Every 10 minutes I'll have 15 minutes storytelling, right? We are so used to telling, because there are so many examples that I have seen. It's good to teach them with examples. Hey, this is what the Scrum Master did yesterday, and the moment I tell 15 Scrum Masters, and they also nod, yeah, we also do that, right? Okay, you are also doing this. Now what should you do? It's very important to give a very pragmatic, practical solution to their problem, not theory.
So your Agile Experts program is going to be more pragmatic.
Absolutely. It is focused on, ultimate goal is what? Very successful career for this person who's coming there, right? That means that person has to be powerful enough to be successful, right? So how do I enable that power to this person? By training, by giving them scenarios, by giving them, situational, case studies. How do you deal with this kind of case studies? How do you manage technical agility? How do you bring lean thinking in your teams? Right? They're all great concepts, right?
So what for people who are, who have been working in a traditional environment, they are not even exposed to the Agile ways of working. So is this program still applicable?
It is applicable, because I'll give you a very different perspective. In the last 10 years or 10, 11 years that I'm in consulting, before that I was in Intel as an Agile coach at the enterprise level, and I never heard any team saying that we are not Agile. Everybody is Agile in this world, but nobody is actually Agile, right? So most of the teams which are there in Agile are also traditional, but they don't realize it.
They call themselves as Agile, but they are still, waterfall inside.
Yeah, I call them fragile, right? Anytime you are fragile, you may break. So it is important that one should realize that, okay, I don't know, I want to learn, right? And I want to learn, I want to be successful. So when they come in, I expect this person to go deep dive, right? Because I want to go deep dive. So it is like at least 30, 40 hours of training on all of these concepts with maybe like 100 examples, case studies that are given for them to learn, right? Once the training is done, I have taught them as swimming in theory. Yeah. Take a deep breath, hold, jump into the water. Now when you jump into the water, I taught you something theory. Pedal and use your left hand, right hand, and come up and breathe. All that doesn't work when you're in the water. So you need somebody to pull. You need somebody to coach. That is when I want them to be with me, or I want to be with them when they practice. So what does it mean? Now I bring coaching element, right? I may do a group coaching. I ask them to give some scenarios, their specific scenarios, and how do we solve? I'm not going to solve alone. I have my fellow Scrum Masters. They are powerful, right? It is always the next generation is more powerful than you. Always. Yeah. My father always felt scared of me because I'm doing more notorious things than what he did, right? I is scared of my son. So this is how it is, because they are smarter. Now my Scrum Masters are smarter. Now I will ask them. I'll do group coaching, one-on-one coaching. Say that, guys, how do you figure out, right? Coaching. I do one-on-one mentoring, right? Hey guys, if you want any support, let's connect on a call, video call. Let's talk, right? You bring your problems, right? It can be a problem that you're facing in the office. It is probably that I'm looking for a job, right? I need some change. I need you to review my profile. I don't mind helping, because this can help, right? Out of 10,000 profiles, maybe only 100 get selected. How do you write a profile, a good profile? How do you get how do you clear your interview, right? I may be very knowledgeable. If I don't communicate.
Yeah. Many times, we come across people, they are highly knowledgeable, they know all the concepts, but they are not able to clear the interviews.
Why? Because they don't speak up, right? That I get 30 minutes time in an interview, right? How do I crack, right? It's very important to learn those, right? You are confident is one. Second is the other person knows that you are confident is another thing, right?
And the way of presenting also
very
matters.
important. So now we also want to support these guys, in probably interview preparation, give them interview questions, challenge them in like interview environment.
Kind
right?
of mock interviews?
Mock interviews, right? And then give them a mock test for them, right? All of this along with the certification, right? See, industry also looks at the certification, like there is a PSM, CSM, there are multiple certifications. What I also want to do is attach a certification to this so that their resume is also more valid. So we give a better certification called Safe Scrum Master, which is not only Scrum Master, it is also the safe level. So they learn safe as well in this.
So you mean to say your participants who go through this Agile Experts program, they will also attend the Safe Scrum Master course?
Absolutely, right? They go through Safe Scrum Master, so they understand safe principles. They understand how to facilitate a PA planning as a Scrum Master, how to support an RTE, right? How to facilitate the PA events and your whole execution, like Scrum of Scrum or Coach Sync. What should I do?
So basically, they will start learning from a team's perspective, what is the role of a Scrum Master. Then you will take them to the level of scaling the agility,
exactly.
Where they are working as a they are capable of playing the role of a safe Scrum Master.
Absolutely. I will also work with them in such a way that you are a potential RTE.
Oh, fantastic!
Right? Because what if you are a Scrum Master for 8 years, 10 years, right? There are Scrum Master for 5 to 10 years. Like how long you will be a Scrum Master, right? When will you become next, right? Start doing an RTE job. Nobody will give you a job and then you start doing it. You do the job and the job comes to you.
Yep.
You start doing the role, right? So otherwise nobody will give you that. Industry is like that, right? So potential RTE, right?
Okay.
How do you become an RTE? So that's another career, right? You want to become an Agile coach? I'll coach you on that. You want to become an RTE? There is a career for it, right? That is also. So they get a Safe Scrum Master certification and they get all of these, what I said, training, mentoring, and about Agile and Lean and all of this, and coaching, one-on-one coaching, interview preparation, all of this. What we also do is, okay, they learnt with me for 4 days, right? A lot of brain dump has been shared, but it is so much that they feel heavy, right? Now if they want to relearn, okay, I want to learn about, hey, JP taught me about safe principles, right? It's so great, but I want to learn again after 2 months. I'm not available for it, right? How will you learn? What I'm also doing is, I have a bunch of videos for this person, right? I also give you access, right? It's on demand. Whenever you want, you watch these videos, maybe 40, 50 videos. The videos covers fundamental basic concepts like what is story point, what is user story, what is the velocity mean, how do you do sprint planning, right? And what's Agile principles, all of this. On top of it, what are the safe principles, Lean Agile thinking, right? How do you do PI planning, right? And so on. Like, they get 40, 50 videos for them to access. Whatever video I want to access, I want to learn metrics. What does flow metrics mean? Okay, JP spoke about flow efficiency. What does it mean? Let me go open the video, click on flow efficiency video, 10, 15 minutes with examples, learn, right? And if you have any doubts, you have my number, you have my WhatsApp. WhatsApp means we can connect, right? So the reason why I designed this, Priya, is that, there are a lot of certifications given, money is taken, just certification is given. Now you are on the road, right? There is nobody to support. We really want to support this crowd where, there is a career, right? And if you are interested, one of those, right? If you are committed, I want to also be committed with you for your career so that you grow, right? It gives a lot of happiness. When I look back, right? 10 years back, I coached some Scrum Master. 8 years back, I coached some Scrum Master. How nice it is to see a Scrum Master has become enterprise coach and you're still talking to him, right? Last time I met him was a Scrum Master in the organization. But today I see in LinkedIn he's an enterprise. How nice it is, right? So I want to see hundreds of people grow like that. right?
But you are looking at more of commitment also from the participants, or the aspiring people.
Yeah.
Together, this will work out in a better way.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, for me, I have chosen this career as a trainer, teacher is also because of my passion. Even at 3 a.m. in the morning, I can teach, right? Why? Because I love it. When somebody is interested, right, I don't have a problem. I'll unstoppable, I'll talk, right? If that helps, right? And we want to really do that, right? We have a bunch of coaches here with us who are all very experienced, right? And we are only passionate people that I have around me, and we really want to support this community, right? At some point, we may even run some kind of community, say, Scrum community, right? Scrum Masters community, and see how we can help, right? And so on. So in short, it is a program which is, there is one more aspect that I should touch upon. In the previous video, we spoke about AI, right? Scrum Master should know AI, right? Otherwise, AI will replace
AI is
you.
the need of the hour.
Yeah, AI will replace, right, over a period. So now, do you also learn AI? So what we have also done is, we have designed an AI for Scrum Master course, right? What do you as a Scrum Master should learn about AI? Right? How do you use AI tools, AI agents, that I can use it so that AI become a co-facilitator? I don't have to get scared of that. It is my assistant.
So you are teaching people how to become a Scrum Master. You are empowering them by teaching them the AI tools.
Absolutely. Right? And it will change. Year from now, it may be different tools and techniques, and the agents may come up. It is important that Scrum Master does not look at AI as an enemy. Scrum Master look at AI as my assistant, right? My co-facilitator. I am the primary facilitator. I am the coach, but my AI is a co-facilitator. It helps me so that I perform better, my teams perform better, and I help my Scrum Masters perform better, organization perform, right? So it is also integrated, right? Beyond 4 days of training, 4-5 days of training, we also have 1 full day of AI training, right? And then we also have coaching on the AI front, right? Maybe like on demand, some specific coaching for the people. So I'm very thrilled about this whole course, because it took a lot of time for me to think. We kind of designed a course which is very unique across, right? And it needs a lot of commitment from our side as well to run it, because otherwise we just teach 2 days and go. Today it's not like that. I have to connect with them for like 6 months, right? But we are very thrilled because looking at the end result of the producing great Scrum Masters.
Great. So just to summarize, your new Agile Experts program is going to be more of, it starts with the basic of, Scrum, Agile, you give them the training, and it also includes a certification program which, the participants will go through. It also has the AI element added to it, right? So starting from the basic certification and the AI element added to it, this is going to be a very powerful element for the aspiring Scrum Masters. Wishing you all the very best, JP, in the new program.
I call it as AI-enabled expert Agile Master or expert Scrum Master. Right? I like Agile Master because Agile is a bigger umbrella. So it's an AI-enabled expert Agile Master, which will take you a long way.
For more information on this AI-enabled Agile Masters program, please check the link in the description.